There is so much information out there about finances that's distracting us from what we really want to achieve. Today in this video, I want to talk about why our prioritization and our inability specifically to prioritize on what's urgent and important is actually killing our financial plans. So too often, I see people trying to start to attend to their financial plans by attending to the fingers and the toes, the extremities, rather than the heart, the chest, and the body of their finances. And what I mean by that is the things that are the extremities, they often feel urgent. That's where we feel the pain. They often feel like they're dangerous and they require our immediate attention. The problem is that we get lost in that sense of urgency, and then we don't realize or don't really have a good way to evaluate whether that is actually important or whether they're actually impactful and whether they have financial impact on our lives or they're just a distraction in this case. So I see this all the time in financial plans and working with clients. Now, most of the time, we're really bad at diagnosing whether the thing that feels urgent is actually important and impactful. So I'm going to show you a framework that I use in my financial planning practice that helps me reprioritize and reframe and steer clients in the direction of focusing on the things that are urgent and important and impactful so that they get the most bang for their buck for their time and they get the most impact out of where they put their focus. All right, so what we're going to talk about today, I'm going to do this in less than 4 minutes, I hope. It's a concept called the Eisenhower Squares. Now, this isn't something I came up with. A mentor of mine showed this to me. It's actually just a super helpful framework that you can use to help yourself make better decisions and focus on what's important. Before I show the Eisenhower Squares, I'll just repeat something that Alex Hormozi said. He's a big mentor of mine. He said, anxiety is a feeling you get when you have a huge list of action items and you simply don't know how to prioritize them. And that's how a lot of us feel about our finances. So using a tool like the Eisenhower Squares can help you reduce anxiety, make better decisions, and ultimately lead to better financial outcomes. So the way this works is, imagine that you drew a grid, a square, with 4 sections in it, right? A line down the middle, a line from side to side. You got 4 quadrants. Across the x-axis on the top here, you have the words urgent and not urgent. And then across the y-axis on the left here, you got important and not important. So what you have is this square, this cube that has 4 quadrants. So what you want to do is try to place the items that you think are that you're attending to into the appropriate square in this framework, right? So at the top left of this framework, you'd have urgent and important items, and that's in the top left square. Below that, you've had urgent and not important items. At the top right, you'd have not urgent but important items. And then at the bottom right, you'd have not urgent, not important. Now, it's pretty clear that what's not urgent and not important is something that you don't need to attend to, right? It's not urgent, meaning it's not time sensitive. It's not important, meaning it's not impactful, right? The issue and where people get caught up is they too frequently attend to things that feel urgent but are not important. So in this bottom left quadrant. And then people get caught up chasing this feeling of urgency, like I've got to attend to this, I've got to attend to this, when in actuality, it's actually not something that gives you a lot of bang for your buck. And that's the distraction box. To the top right is also another distraction box. It's things that are important, but not urgent. In fact, this isn't a distraction box. This is usually the unattended box. Things that don't feel urgent tend to get overlooked, even though they could be extremely important and impactful. And then obviously the top left box here, which is urgent and important, is the most clear thing that we can put our time and attention to, right? If it's urgent and important, we know we get big bang for our buck and we need to address it quickly. It probably has good returns over time. So the trick here is you want to start paying attention to the urgent but not important things that you're kind of spending time on at the expense of the things on the top right or the top left. And then you want to start to be able to pay more attention to what are the financial things or matters in my life that fit into the top right box of important, of not urgent, but being important, right? We don't want to leave those unattended. So to summarize this really quickly, the process of financial planning is the process of helping people realign their perceptions and keep them from doing things that fall into the distraction or the unimportant category. Now, you can find other videos I've done that talk about how much money you need to retire, how much should you save for retirement. Those are urgent and important items. And within those videos, you can find a set of layered or nested actions that you can take that fall into the urgent and important category and the not urgent but also important category, which are your high bang for your buck categories. Once you start using this framework, you'll be absolutely amazed at how much better your financial decision making is. You'll also feel a sense of peace and reduced anxiety because you have a way to help yourself prioritize this never-ending expanding list of the things that you feel you need to attend to in your financial life. Now, I'll put the card on the screen here so you can get back to that video I mentioned about how much money do you need to retire. And if you want to watch another video, I'll put it in the description below, which is how much should you invest for retirement. So that's the end of this video. Hopefully I kept it in the right time frame here. If you like this video and you want to see more videos on this subject, or just generally more retirement or financial planning related videos, you can do that on my YouTube channel, Peak Financial Planning, or you can go to my website and see tons of guides. I have guides about example financial plans, how should you prioritize your savings, your investing, how to understand saving, investing. You can read all those written guides on my website at www.thepeakfp.com. If you like this video, please give it a like. It helps promote the video and enable more people to watch it. You can also subscribe to the channel to get notified of future videos. And then if you want to learn more about working with me and my firm or anything like that, or just schedule free time to my calendar, you can do that using the link in the description below. And I, once again, appreciate your time and attention. Thank you for watching this video, and see you in the next video.